Our quaint New England town lay beneath a pristine white blanket of snow, the result of a relentless snowfall throughout the night. With a steaming mug of tea cradled in my hands, I found myself gazing out the frosty window, where the gentle light of early January spilled a soft radiance across the streets. The stillness beyond was comforting, nearly sacred, evoking memories of the tranquility that has enveloped certain aspects of my life since James departed. My former husband, Paul, departed, leaving my son Caleb and me to forge a new life together. At the tender age of 4, Caleb experienced the departure of Paul. Though the journey was fraught with challenges, Caleb and I persevered and emerged victorious. He transformed into my steadfast anchor and my greatest wellspring of joy. Caleb was beginning to carve out his own identity now that he had reached the age of 21. I found myself contemplating the idea of letting go of my ambitions, as they felt overwhelmingly grand for this little town. The echo of footsteps descending the stairs stirred me from my slumber. They exuded a calm confidence, mirroring the sense of assurance that Caleb had come to embrace within himself lately. He entered the kitchen clad in trousers and a cozy knit jacket, his camera casually draped over his shoulder. His smile radiated warmth, a beacon of light on that chilly January morning. He greeted me with a cheerful, "Good morning, Mom," as he leaned in to plant a kiss on my cheek. It was a subtle indication of his transformation that his beard had returned. I replied, "Good morning, darling. Where are you off to at such an early hour?" "The lake," he exclaimed, his voice brimming with excitement. "Once the snow has fallen, the illumination transforms, and I feel compelled to capture its beauty before it shifts." A swell of pride filled my chest, prompting a nod of affirmation. Caleb had always perceived the exquisite charm in the little details that others often overlooked. His pictures seemed to weave narratives rather than merely capture fleeting moments. "Are you in search of a listening ear?" To my own astonishment, I inquired. Typically, I allow him the freedom to immerse himself in his art, yet today, an undeniable urge compelled me to participate alongside him. His eyes sparkled with sheer joy. "Is that so? Will you accompany me?" I smiled and replied, "Of course. It has been ages since I last beheld the lake in winter's embrace." We donned our warmest garments to shield ourselves from the biting chill and ventured forth. As we strolled through the snow-laden streets, the frigid air nipped at our skin. The proximity of the lake did little to diminish the tranquility that enveloped me during the walk, allowing my thoughts to wander freely and my spirit to find peace. The view that greeted us upon reaching the shore left me utterly speechless. The ashen sky and skeletal trees encircling the lake resembled a reflective surface. Frost clung to the trees, transforming them into shimmering jewels beneath the soft glow of the early morning sun. Caleb swiftly arranged his equipment, angling it just right to capture the perfect shot. The intensity of his eyes captivated me, and the fluid motion of his hands conveyed a blend of skill and deep emotion. In those moments, I perceived reflections of Paul. Not the man who left us behind, but the dreamer I cherished in days gone by. "Mother?" Caleb's voice anchored me in the moment. He regarded me with a subtle smile and a gentle inclination of his head. "Are you all right?" I remarked while clearing the snow from my coat, lost in thought. "Your work brings your dad to mind for me." It took me aback that when James was mentioned, Caleb maintained a surprisingly calm demeanor. He seldom spoke of him, yet today his expression softened. "Do you long for his presence?" he inquired. Before I nodded, I took a moment to reflect on it. It doesn't always unfold as you might expect. I yearn for the family we were destined to become and the possibilities that lay before us, yet I find peace in the way life has unfolded. It allowed me to savor more moments in your company. As Caleb's gaze met mine, silence enveloped us, rendering words unnecessary for a fleeting moment. As he approached, he set his camera aside and enveloped me in a warm embrace. His warmth seeped through my clothes, wrapping around me like a comforting embrace, and in that moment, I experienced a profound sense of safety that had eluded me for far too long. He spoke softly, a hint of relief in his tone. "I'm glad it's just us." I wouldn't alter a single thing about it. Tears welled in my eyes, yet I swiftly blinked them back. I murmured softly, "Nor would I." As the sun began its ascent, we lingered by the lake, watching the snow and frost gradually melt away. Caleb seized it all. A glimmer danced upon the ice. A gentle ripple caressed the water, where the frozen surface kissed the shore, and faint fox tracks wove their way through the trees.
As I
observed him in his element, a profound realization dawned upon me. Caleb had transcended the role of merely being my child. He was a grown man, charting his own course, yet I understood that the bond we shared would remain steadfast, regardless of the paths his aspirations led him down. As we strolled home, I cast a smile in his direction. "Is that you, Caleb?" He replied, "Yeah." Commit to a vow. Everything. Seek out the beauty that exists in the world around you. That is precisely what we require in greater abundance. He smiled, and his breath formed delicate wisps in the crisp air. "I assure you, Mom, I won't. I promise." As we strolled through the snow, an unfamiliar sensation enveloped me. A gentle whisper of spring seemed to have entered the world, as if a warmth had blossomed within me. "Are you aware?" Caleb began with a mischievous grin, his gaze fixed upon me. At last, I grasped the reason behind the dwindling attention my pictures have been receiving of late. Caleb's voice rose, carrying a weight of seriousness. My head tilted in curiosity at his sudden words. He halted abruptly, lifted the camera, and aimed it directly at me. The most captivating subject has consistently been right before my eyes. He continued, a smile gracing his lips. With a chuckle, I swept away the snow clinging to my coat. "Are you referring to me?" "Not quite. Caleb, I wouldn't exactly describe myself as attractive." He hesitated before responding. Before I had the chance to utter a word, he captured a photograph instead. He finally revealed to her, "That is where you are mistaken. You embody a remarkable beauty. Perfection in skin is not the ultimate goal. It's about delving into the essence of another person. How about you? Your brilliance is truly remarkable." It was not the chill in the air that flushed my cheeks with color. It was the words he spoke. "Surely you recognize your skill with words, don't you?" I responded, making an effort to keep my voice steady. He offered a playful grin. He quipped that it was an aspect of the allure. The laughter continued unabated. As we strolled back to his house, he snapped photos and playfully mocked our surroundings, sharing inside jokes and whimsical quips that only we understood. Upon arriving at the house, an overwhelming joy enveloped me, causing my face to ache, yet it was a delightful kind of pain. Upon our entrance, the sound of his boots striking the wooden floor resonated through the space. "I can hardly contain my excitement to reveal these to you," he remarked. I playfully removed my scarf, draping it over the door with a casual flourish. "I believe you'll find them delightful, but only if I have the opportunity to approve the changes beforehand." As he ascended the stairs, he cast me a peculiar glance. "Do not be surprised if outcomes exceed your expectations," he reiterated. While I busied myself with the task of tidying up, a quiet chuckle escaped my lips. The affection from our dialogue lingered on. True to form, Caleb remained upstairs for the remainder of the day. He wandered through the labyrinth of his creative imagination. Occasionally, the gentle strains of music and the rhythmic clicking of his camera drifted down from his room. He was undeniably immersed in his task, his attention unwavering. As dawn broke, the enticing aroma of freshly brewed coffee gently roused me from my slumber. Reluctantly, I extended my limbs, savoring the warmth of my blankets, hesitant to confront the chill of the January air. As I contemplated the idea of lingering in bed just a bit longer, the door creaked open with a soft squeal. Caleb lingered, cradling a box that contained a steaming mug of coffee, a muffin adorned with a flickering candle, and a delicate pot of flowers. He whispered, "Happy birthday, Mom," his voice tender and brimming with affection. "Caleb," I exhaled softly. As I rose, struggling to contain the tears, an overwhelming surge of emotion filled my heart. "This was unnecessary on your part." He placed the tray gently on my lap and remarked, "Of course I did. You are worthy of it." He perched on the edge of the bed, observing as I sipped my coffee and extinguished the light. It unfolded precisely as I had envisioned. The significance of the act imbued the day with a sense of specialness even before it unfolded. The hours slipped away swiftly, adorned with smiles and moments of serene stillness. The house settled into its familiar silence as evening descended. The serene stillness enveloped me, prompting me to nestle into the couch with a book in hand. It was only moments before midnight that I became aware of Caleb's footsteps descending the stairs. He entered the living room, a sleek black box in his hands. His expression was devoid of emotion, yet his eyes sparkled with delight. He stood before me and declared, "Mom, for your birthday, I have one final surprise for you." I set my book aside and offered him a smile. "Caleb, you have accomplished quite a bit today. What could this be?" he urged. "Open it and take a look." Yet, there was a certain playfulness in his tone. I raised the lid, revealing layers of delicate tissue paper within. Inside lay a thoughtful winter-themed photography book, accompanied by a cozy knitted shawl that was impossibly soft to the touch. Initially, words eluded me as I gazed upon it. "Caleb," I started, my voice trembling with uncertainty. "This is delightful." He interrupted her with an expanding smile. "There is additional information to consider. Take a look at this gift." Trust me. Uncertain of how to respond to his request, I chose to bide my time. Yet, the excitement in his voice was infectious. Summoning my courage, I finally uttered the word yes, and with that, I carried the box to my room. Wearing the warm clothes he gave me, I ascended the stairs, a swirl of nerves and excitement coursing through me. As I gently nudged his door open, words eluded me completely. The room was bathed in a soft amber light from the lamp. A sophisticated photo backdrop stood gracefully in the center of the room. In the corner, a machine exhaled delicate tendrils of smoke. A fun carnival-style prop rested elegantly on a nearby table. He gazed at me, the camera poised in his grip. In a warm and genuine tone, he remarked, "You look great." He then handed me the mask and instructed, "Take a look at this gift. The images will capture an even more stunning perspective." Despite my uncertainty, his smile brought me a sense of comfort. Merely for amusement, he murmured gently, "Your unwavering support for others has been a constant throughout your life. I shall undertake this for you." With a steadying inhale, I held the photo prop and stepped into the amber light. The room resonated with joyous melodies, and the rhythm compelled everyone to dance. Initially, I experienced a sense of unease, but Caleb's compliments and laughter swiftly lifted my spirits. He skillfully guided me, capturing moments that were both delightful and uplifting. He paused, lowering the camera, and remarked, "You're a natural. Your brilliance is truly remarkable. I doubt you are aware of it." Your honesty took me by surprise. As I gazed into his eyes, illuminated by the warm light, I sensed a shift within me. This was about more than mere gatherings and snapshots. The essence lay in creative self-expression. As the night unfolded, I surrendered my fears and embraced the moment, enveloped in the warm light and gentle haze of the smoke machine. The rhythm of the music enveloped the space. Joy enveloped me, revealing fragments of my true self. It had slipped from my memory for quite a while. Caleb halted, fixing me with a grave expression. "Your brilliance truly shines through." He remarked that his voice carried a hint of respect. "Your confidence lies concealed in some hidden corner." I chuckled softly, shaking my head in disbelief. "Conceal it?" "Dear Caleb, this evening is far from the ordinary Thursday nights I usually experience." Caleb smiled and remarked, "You possess a remarkable talent, and I sense that you're relishing this experience more than you care to admit." His playful remark made me chuckle. Not all of his statements were incorrect. To allow myself to be visible was a paradox of liberation and fragility intertwined. Suddenly, a memory resurfaced in my mind. It was a thought that had slipped from my mind for years, overshadowed by the weight of work and responsibilities that consumed my days.